I often hear people say how complex blockchain is to understand. However, I'm also certain that when the internet was invented long ago, people would have said the exact same thing about the topic. Yes, blockchain is a complex topic, but it is one that can be understood if you chip away at it, learn gradually over time, and put in the effort to basically just keep on developing your knowledge about it. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Reese, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a simplified breakdown of the generations of blockchain and try to cover why it's important to understand and get your head around each of these generations, because it will potentially affect how you invest into cryptocurrency in the future. Just as a quick recap, I am running a giveaway. If you don't know by now or you're new to the channel and this is the first video you're coming to, I'm giving away $100 worth of Bitcoin to a random subscriber at the end of March to celebrate hitting 1,000 subscribers, even though we are well past that now. So welcome to all the new faces to the channel. If you did want to enter in the competition, all you need to do is leave a like on the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment down below on what your favorite cryptocurrency is and why. Throughout the history of the internet, there have been a series of what I would call major milestones, which can easily be defined as important stages of its development. A few examples would be things like the introduction of email, Ethernet becoming a thing, and probably one of the most pivotal moments that brought the human race into the 21st century, which was the launch of the World Wide Web back in the 1990s. I would say that most of us take this technology for granted, especially people my age or younger. Having the ability to access any piece of information by simply mashing my fingers against a touchscreen or a keyboard is incredible. And also having the ability to literally speak to anyone in real time whenever you like, and see them through your screen as if they were there in the room with you, no matter where they are on Earth. Each of these innovations to the overall technology of the internet increased our ability to become more efficient as workers and offered solutions to problems that are far more convenient than the outdated methods of the examples I just gave, being communication and sourcing information. Now, apply this concept to blockchain. Its development and evolution can be broken down into what I'll call phases, and the way it's regarded is that blockchain right now has 3 generations. The first generation is the inception of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Blockchain technology was designed to rely on a shared public ledger, which is what cryptocurrency networks rely on as its proof of authenticity, which is a much better model of trust rather than believing in centralized financial institutions such as a bank to verify the integrity of a ledger. This is where Bitcoin came into play and why it is looked at as a much better model for monetary systems than traditional methods. The fact that Bitcoin provides the ability to carry out peer-to-peer transactions without the need of a middleman, such as a bank or financial institutions, is kind of a big deal. Blockchain technology is constantly increasing in popularity, and it is steadily moving towards the space of becoming the money system for the internet and potentially the world. When you really think about it, the internet kind of decentralized access to information, whereas blockchain is kind of doing the same thing, but instead of going after information, they are going after finance. Now, Bitcoin is widely regarded as being digital gold. This is not new information. You probably already knew this. It's a great thing because it will probably hold its value and increase in value because people have interest in it. Investors have interest in it. It will continue to grow most likely. But that is not to say that it doesn't have its flaws. Being the first cryptocurrency, or being the first official cryptocurrency, it was always bound to have some issues with its design. Its limitations have called upon the need for development into new technologies capable of doing what Bitcoin can't, which brings us into the second generation of blockchains. This second generation saw the inception of Ethereum and smart contracts. Regarded as digital oil, Ethereum was introduced into the world in July of 2015. It offered a new type of functionality to blockchain technology developers known as smart contracts. In the real world, the way contracts are managed between two businesses would be through a lawyer or potentially a government if required. In a similar fashion, Ethereum was designed to manage agreements between parties on blockchain. This introduced a way for smart contracts to be self-managing, making adjustments as needed. These smart contracts have inputs which trigger outputs, such as reaching an expiration date. So once we get to this date, it would trigger a series of events to take place, which would be entirely self-managed. No input required from anyone whatsoever. It would handle it by itself. This is a really good example of how second generation blockchains could be utilized to remove the currently required middleman from everyday things that we do. As a very simple and dumbed down example or analogy, if you're not familiar with how a marriage works, it's two people who enter into an agreement with each other, and to make it official, they would generally need to pay a fee. In the instance where you could technically use a smart contract, you would no longer need to pay that fee for that service. One other seriously impressive feature that Ethereum introduced was its ability to host, create, and run initial coin offerings, also known as ICOs. This is a really big deal because Ethereum allows the creation of other coins and tokens to be built on its existing platform. And it offers the service to manage the trust agreement between those involved in the ICO. However, in a similar fashion to Bitcoin, Ethereum has a few major issues of its own, such as high transaction fees, its ability to scale or lack of, and its lack of interoperability with other cryptocurrencies and platforms, as in it currently requires the use of an exchange such as CoinSpot, Coinbase, or Binance. Referral links in the description below. Disclaimer. It basically requires you to use them to transfer your cryptocurrency from one into another. This once again is where we jump into the future and start to now talk about third generation blockchains. At the time of recording this video, we are still in the early stages of development of third generation blockchain technologies. The major issue which blockchain technology is facing right now is its ability to scale. This is all about a project's ability to handle transactions in mass as more users come online. Bottlenecking is the term used to describe congestion on the network. This in turn could see a higher cost to use the service, which is not a desirable outcome for the customer. There are projects right now which are being developed, which are directly trying to address these issues, such as Cardano or IOTA, and you may have seen them gain an absolutely enormous amount of hype recently, particularly Cardano, because people are looking at these projects as potentially better products than existing ones, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. The overall point to take from this video is that there are significant differences between these generations and the projects that fall within them. The technology is constantly being developed and improved, and is slowly but surely removing or reducing limitations and issues that its previous generation projects may have. It is so important to have an understanding of what I've just covered as an investor, because as an investor, you should be looking at projects or looking for projects which are directly trying to solve the problems that blockchain technology is facing. If you are aware of the problem that they are trying to solve, that is step one. You are now in a position of power of knowledge where you are kind of a step ahead of people who haven't done this research. You might see that they are trying to solve a very particular issue, and you can now watch as an investor from afar and see how they progress. If they actually start kicking goals, which they very well may do, a lot of these blockchain technologies have, you can get ready to pounce and actually reap the rewards. If they start providing these results, you can just ride that wave, ride that profit. And realistically, it comes down to you having the knowledge and understanding of the problem that they were trying to solve from the very beginning. Blockchain has not existed for very long, and it is still very much in its infancy. Its future looks like an exciting one, and I look forward to seeing how it grows and evolves into a tool that eventually becomes used by many of us. I want you to remember that also, I'm not a financial advisor. This is me talking about topics that I'm very interested in. Just keep that at the back of your mind. It's not financial advice, it's a discussion, and it's something that hopefully you take some insight from and understand a bit better about what the generations of blockchain are and how you can apply that as an investor. I'm gonna leave it there. I hope that you got something out of today's video. I hope that it was insightful. If you did, don't forget to turn on bell notifications and subscribe to the channel. Really helps it grow, and I appreciate the support. With that being said, I hope you have a good day, I hope you have a good week, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.